This is Doreen Velin. I want to thank you for joining me. It might be your first time, it might be your 10th. Doesn't matter. I'm really, really glad to see you. So we did talk about masks last week, and we're going to do that this week. Last video, we talked about the outside of a mask. Now, this is the outside that we wanted people to see. So this was my mask that I wanted everybody to see me as. And you'll have to check out my last video to see what it was, because I'm not going to go over it all again. So that's our outside, okay? That's what I present to people in public and to my partner, to my family, to everybody I know, my friends, my relatives. This is the face I want them to see, is what I drew last week. And I explained what my masks were. Now we're going to go inside. Inside, we're going to go, I'm going to ask you to, first of all, before you watch this video, please click on the link to the feeling sheet, and this is the feeling sheet that's difficult or unpleasant feelings. Click on this. I know you can't see this right now. I don't want you to comment on saying that you can't see it, because we know you can't see it, but just click down below the video in the description part, and there's a link there. Click on that, and it'll bring you to this sheet, and then download it or print it off if you can. It's the best thing you could print off in your whole life. You'll be able to use it to your friends. You'll be able to use it for everything, okay? So I'm going to assume now that you've done that. You can click on pause so you can do that. Okay, so the inside of my mask is who I really am inside. Now, you can see I've got gray hair. So I've actually come through a lot of this crap in my life, and I've actually tackled this stuff in my life, where I come to a place now where I'm very much at peace. I'm at peace with myself. I'm at peace with who I am, what I can and cannot do. The vulnerability I'm willing to accept in myself, that I'm willing to say, hey, I can't do that. I'm willing to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Not just I'm sorry, that's only acknowledgement, but please forgive me if you can. I'm prepared to do that because I've worked a lot on this stuff. So I'm going to just walk you through it here. Some of the feelings that I have on my inside would be unimportant, that I feel unimportant. I should really have a pen here and write it out in felt. I don't really have a felt pen, I didn't bring it, but here's a pencil here, I'll do this. So I feel unimportant. So if you look at my upbringing that I told you about, you'll see important. That's not impotent, that's important. Has an E in there, or an R in there. Important. Okay, unimportant. Okay, we got that in there. And that could be a judgment too. It's not really a feeling. It's really a judgment we have against ourselves, and that's not fair to judge ourselves. We don't judge others usually. They can get away with murder, and we still think, wow, they're okay. But we tend to judge ourselves very harshly and put a lot of onus on our own stuff. And then my biggest word that is my trigger word, and probably still is stupid. I don't know if that's ever been said to me when I was a child, but I felt very stupid because I was either told, or in my head it's there, that I don't know anything. So I feel very stupid. And even during our marriage, I've been married 57 years now, but during our marriage, I think I've cracked the door on our kitchen door, on the frame. I cracked the frame from slamming it so hard. I had such a big fight with my husband. I remember going into the garage and sitting on, he had some bags of manure, and I told him, this is how I feel. And it comes from statements, it comes from people giving you that impression, whether they say it out loud or not. It goes into your brain maybe as one word, and it comes out as, I am stupid. So it's a judgment, and I feel very stupid. So that's my biggest one, stupid. You probably can't see this, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to really see it. You're hearing it. So my biggest one is stupid. So that's the biggest hurdle I had to get over. And understand, believe, I'm not stupid. I do have limitations, but I'm not stupid. And I've always wanted to be a master. Like I always said, I'm a master of none. You know, good at everything but master of none. And I've always wanted to be a master of something. Well, I think when I turned about 50, I realized I can't be a master of one thing. So I'm going to have to be settling for just knowing a little bit of smattering of everything. So I'll never be a genius. I'll never be one of those people you read about in books. So the other thing that I feel, the other feeling word that I feel that I would put on this inside is useless. Sometimes I feel very useless. I don't have the answers, and I should, or I think I should. I judge myself that I should. Worthless. Sometimes I feel worthless. Sometimes I feel weak, and I don't want to feel weak. That's a very bad one for me. I like to feel strong. I like to come across as strong. So when I feel weak, it's really devastating for me. You're going to get me crying here in a minute. Another one is offended or insulted. It's like I have thin skin sometimes. I can look tough. I remember somebody saying to me, "You intimidate me." And that was a big statement for somebody to say to me. I said, "Really? I don't want to intimidate you." But because I come across as strong and a bit of a know-it-all, I now realize that I can intimidate people. And I don't want to do that. I'm like a marshmallow inside. I'm like this little fuzzy bunny. So how do I still retain my strength and feel strong and yet not intimidate people? There's a fine line there, a real fine line. So I've been working on that. And for me, it's softness of voice. And my number one thing I had to do was stop, because I think what I said wasn't going through my brain first. I think it came out of my mouth without it going through my brain. So I would blurt it out without thinking. I was told I didn't have tact. So that was the biggest thing I had to learn, was stop, let it go through my brain first before I wanted to say something, and then say it. That has helped a lot. That's probably the biggest 99% of how I've tackled it. So that's a biggie. Feeling intimidated, that's that same one. But I usually found out that I was intimidating others. Not that they thought that I was intimidated, but actually I did intimidate other people. So I'm going to leave you with that. It's not a big video, but I want you to actually get that feeling sheet. And how I would tell you to, or help you to use that sheet, is to go along the big capital letters at the top. So the big headers across the top of each column are angry, depressed, confused, helpless, indifferent, afraid, hurt, and sad. So you run your eyes along those, and when you have a feeling that is sort of in that category, then run your eyes slowly down that category, and then let it zero in on, oh, that's it. Circle it. That's all you need to do. Just circle it. And then get a piece of paper out and maybe write on it and how I feel. Don't excuse it. Don't have to apologize for it. You don't have to blame people for it. Just share it. And it can be thrown away, that piece of paper. It can be private. Doesn't matter. It's getting it out. Getting it out. Get those sacks that we're carrying, all those feelings we're carrying from all the years. Start unloading them and feel free. Start to feel free to be who you are, to be genuine, to be a real person, to be someone that just is more happy. I'm happier. I'm more optimistic. My cup is now full instead of half empty. And so let's get to that place in life. We can be better for others. We have an eye for others. We have feeling for others. I'd walk by somebody that's maybe fell down the sidewalk. I'd walk right by before. Now I don't. I don't need to. I don't want to. I want to reach out. So it's all about caring and being caring people. So I really hope that that this little short video can inspire you a little bit. Perhaps listen to it a couple times. So I want to thank you again for joining me today. And I really ask you to subscribe. We're going to be doing more of this is emotional painting, more emotion getting on canvas, and just cleaning out some of those things that are inside of you that are hemming you in. So stick with us, subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I love those comments. I'm not afraid of them anymore. Thank you.